what else is going on? One of my co-hosts, so-called co-hosts, pet issues is this person who died, a young lady, Laken Riley. And Laken Riley was R-worded and basically like bludgeoned to death. It's a terrible story. And I don't really like it. It's brutal, Not good what's happening to the people, the young people. A college girl. Maybe she shouldn't have been going to college. But she got killed, allegedly, by this illegal. He beat her to death. It's nasty, huh? Who shouldn't even have been here. Just like Trump said, they're rapists. And some, I assume, are good people. I think it was an illegal who allegedly did it.
Thank you for calling the Hake Report. Can I have your name?
Yeah, my name's Tomfoolery Show.
Tom?
Yeah, Tomfoolery Show. I've been on the show a couple of times as a guest.
Oh, nice.
I'm another content creator. Yeah.
Nice. And what is your question or comment?
I wanted to talk to him about some of the stuff that he was saying about the Laken Riley stuff with the illegal immigrants.
Oh, okay. The Laken Riley stuff?
Yeah.
Got it. Alrighty. About did you say the illegal immigrant stuff?
Yeah. Yes.
Alright, putting you on hold then, Tom, before I do. Wait, where are you calling from again?
Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, Georgia. Alright. Putting you on hold, Tom, before I do. Be sure to speak directly into your phone, okay?
All right, thank you.
Nice. And also keep that background quiet for me, and that'll be it. Thank you.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Mad about using tomahawk.
The Indians want to control the whites because they see that the whites are being controlled by the blacks. It's terrible. He's asking why they're mad that we'll use the tomahawk thing. Trump used the tomahawk thing, right?
Yeah, I thought the Indian was named Tomahawk.
No, I don't think Indians are named Tomahawk. L. Washington Commanders. Losers. Yeah, I'm on my show. What's up, Tomfoolery Show? He's Cherokee, too. Hey, just like Cher. Cher is Armenian. Speaking of Tom, let's get to Tom in Atlanta, Georgia, on the line. Tom, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm able to hear you, but it's kind of skipping in and out a little bit. Is that me or is it you?
It may be something on our end. I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds okay.
Yeah.
How you doing, Hake? Long time no see.
Doing well. It's good to hear from you. I was on. You were on my show. I think I was on your show. Or we
yeah, we did a debate on. I think it was Crucible. That's right. Yeah, we did a debate on Crucible a long time ago.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I am co-owner of Crucible, Pedro, and we have what's probably going to be the wildest ride or conversation that we have on this platform yet. Tomfoolery will be having a discussion with James Anton Hake on, you guessed it, systemic racism. Why God has set us on this particular path with these specific individuals, we may never know. But prepare yourself for the possibility of this stream more than likely going exclusively to Odyssey and being deleted off the face of every other platform on Earth.
You can't say, oh, since we brought them here, we have to help them. They're responsible for their own lives.
No, you can't say, we brought them here, and therefore they get all of these benefits, so it's so good. But when it comes to the negatives, we're just going to ignore that part. Don't pay attention to that part. They're not. They wouldn't have had them if we hadn't brought them here.
That's such a silly statement.
How? Tell me how. How is it silly?
Because you're blaming the slave trade for single mothers having babies out of wedlock. That makes zero sense.
Explain how they would have done that still in Africa.
Because they're doing it in Africa.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. They don't have their families in Africa.
Yeah, they have families at higher rates in Africa than black people do here.
Africa is a mess. It depends on where you're looking. But where where the blacks are, like in South Africa, it's insane. The crime is out of control. The rape is out of control. The AIDS is out of control.
When it comes to like societal standards, yes, they would have been worse off. They wouldn't have had like as many.
And the morals, you're just making some silly argument. But just roundabout way to blame the whites for.
I don't care about blaming the whites. I don't care about blaming the whites. It's not.
You're putting
feel
responsibility
guilty.
Of the.
You feel guilty. No, you feel guilty about being white, and so every time I say somebody did something bad to black people, you're like, what? Me? I'm a white person. Don't blame me. But I'm not blaming you. I'm saying bad things happen to the black people.
They should be thankful for slavery.
Then you come work for me. Come be my slave. Come be my slave.
Are you a millionaire?
Yes, I'm a millionaire.
No, I like working a bond.
I don't. Come be my slave.
They should be thankful for slavery. Should they not be thankful for slavery?
No, come thank me. Come be my slave. I'm going to whip you, and I want you to thank me for it.
No, you have to actually do it. People actually did that to blacks.
Yes, I will do it. I promise you. I will whip the hell out of you.
This is empty talk.
I promise you. I will whip the hell out of you.
No, you won't.
I boxed for a long time. I promise you. I can beat the crap out of people all day.
You can't come in here and steal me and make me your slave if you wanted to.
No, I'm not making you your slave. You like being a slave.
No, I said they should be thankful for slavery.
Yes, come thank me for being your master.
If you were my master, I would be grateful, but you're not. It. So I'm not.
Make good decisions.
No, I'm grateful for reality. I stay in reality.
Hake, make a good decision. Come be my slave. I will be your good master. I will whip you all the time. I don't need
better. You need better verbal IQ than that.
You are already convinced. You think slavery is good. You think people should be thankful for it.
They should be. Should they not be thankful for slavery?
If that's the case, come be my slave.
Yeah, I was so I tuned in and I heard you talking about the Laken Riley thing, and you were initially saying that like the mainstream media doesn't like people talking about it, but I think the main issue that most people don't like about it is that people use the Laken Riley situation to show that yes, an illegal immigrant killed a girl, and it's a horrific thing, and it's a massive tragedy. But they use that as though it is an example of what is to come, as though like illegal immigrants are killing people at really high rates, or as though there's this huge problem with illegal immigration and all of them running around killing people, which just isn't really the case. So while it is a tragedy, it's not really like a pattern of behavior that's happening a lot with illegal immigrants.
Isn't there like multiple cases of illegals committing alleged R's or at least statutory rapes and stuff like that?
So currently the stats that we have show that immigrants in general seem to commit crimes at a lower rate than the native-born population, and then illegal immigrants commit crimes at even a lower rate because they don't want to get caught. But it is true that, yes, like there's a bunch of examples of this, like in New York City, there were a couple of illegal immigrants that attacked police officers. There were a couple that robbed some stores, but we're going to hear about each and every single one that like any illegal immigrant, anytime they commit a crime, we're going to hear about it every time, right?
By the right wingers, but not by the mainstream media. They'll kind of hide it.
Well, I don't think they're hiding it. I don't think that
Fox News. Fox News will cover it, but all the rest of the mainstream tend not to ask, tend to call them migrants, tend to like cover up what they really are.
I don't think they're hiding it. I don't think it's especially interesting. I don't think that like lots of people die.
Interesting to, don't you find calling them migrants is a vague word rather than calling them illegals?
Aliens? It's probably better to call them an illegal alien for sure.
Right, because
or at least an undocumented immigrant.
I don't like the word undocumented because that's not even quite proper. Because
that is what makes one an illegal immigrant, right? Is if they're not documented, then they're an illegal immigrant.
Not properly documented, but they are documented in some form. Some of them have fraudulent documents. Some of them have court orders to appear in court because they try to plead asylum.
Correct.
And so there are documents that they have. They just don't have the right documents because they're illegal.
Yeah, but if they have a document saying that they're like waiting for asylum trial, then they have documentation allowing them temporary status until they go to court, and then.
But even then, they're still called undocumented.
No, those people are documented. They have a legal right to be in the country until they go to court, meaning they are documented. They are here under the law.
It's not exactly under the law. I think that they should remain in Mexico. Should we bring back remain in Mexico? And then you can get to your point.
Well, Remain in Mexico was being sued. There was already people suing the government over Remain in Mexico because it was against federal law and against our agreements with the UN as well, and against like international law. So it was already going to be removed anyways. Like even Biden made an executive order that was supposed to stop anybody from being able to claim asylum if they came over the border illegally. But after he wrote the executive order, the government got sued and they had to get rid of that executive order because it was also against our international agreements and against federal law.
What do you think it should be, though? Shouldn't we just change the laws so that we can make them remain in Mexico rather than be here when we don't even know if they should have the right to be so-called refugees?
I think that if there was a problem with them like disappearing, I would probably be okay with it. Currently, it's I think last I checked, it was 93% of people who get temporary status for asylum show up to court, and then if they're told they have to leave, then they're escorted out of the country. Whereas like outside of that, no, like generally if you're claiming asylum, you already have a bunch of processes that you have to go through in the very beginning to make sure that you actually have a legitimate claim for it. Most people are denied. I think it's 90% of applicants are denied before they can ever even get a court case because they just don't even have legitimate claims, or they can't find they can't find out what their name is and like track down their information, or they can't, stuff like that.
I think we have enemies of America running America, and so they're letting people in, and they're changing the laws to make it lenient. I don't necessarily buy the number that 93% of the people who are given court remanding to the court or whatever, that they show up to their court hearings. I've heard other numbers. I don't know, nor do I care, because I don't think they should be even allowed to be here. Because it's not like they're refugees from Mexico or from Canada. They're going across multiple different countries to try to plead asylum in America. They're taking advantage of America, and the government is letting them take advantage of us.
Well, no, lots of times those people will get turned down. Like, again, like that is part of the application process, is if you are skipping over a bunch of countries and you didn't stop at the first one that you were available to stop at, then then you're not going to be able to. But some people actually do have to skip over numerous countries. Like if you're coming from like Honduras and you have like some sort of cartel that you're trying to get away from, but that cartel is like highly populated within the countries between there and the United States, then it does make sense that you have to skip over those. But that's a rare case. So most of them do have to stop at the first country. And if they skip over them, then that's one of the times that they'll get turned down. And so, I think it just seems like it's okay because it's not really like a high amount of people that are actually getting through the process.
It's not okay at all that they even try. It's ridiculous that they even try. And a lot of them stay here illegally. We have tons and tons of people who are here illegally, and they've been allowed to stay and make babies, and then those babies are considered Americans. It's a big mess.
Well, we don't really have tons and tons.
They are committing DUIs and stuff.
We don't really have tons and tons.
Fewer crimes. What's that?
We don't have tons and tons. We have like 350 million people in this country. Only 11 million are illegal immigrants. Only 1.7.
No, it's way more than 11 million. Where did you get 11 million?
11 million is from the Homeland. It's from Homeland Security, and during the Biden administration. Wait, what do you mean? Okay, so then where did you get your numbers from? Well, okay, then where did you? Okay, so then how do you know that there's tons and tons? You just made it up?
11 million is how many people makes a ton?
I don't know. You're saying it's not 11 million. So how do you know it's not 11 million?
I don't know, but I don't buy that it's 11 million. They've been saying 11 million ever since 2016 and before that. And Ann Coulter, who is a research fiend, said that at that point it was more like 30 million probably.
Yeah, but during the Trump administration, there wasn't a whole lot of immigration. There weren't a whole lot of people coming over to this country during his administration. So the number didn't grow very much. So that's 2016. Then after 2016, the Biden administration only had 1.7 getaways and evades. And out of the 1.7...
Those are gotaways that they know of. There's people
Right.
undetected and all kinds of stuff.
Correct, but getaways
so
and evades...
the numbers.
Wait, I said getaways and evades. So getaways and evades means that like the evades means that they just totally avoided border patrol altogether, but they were able to see them on like cams and like video surveillance and crap. But then on top of that, lots of those people were people who were already deported and came over a second time. And some of them, even after they evaded, still got caught somewhere else, like in another state, in another city, and they were still caught and deported. And so Biden set like records when you combine his deportations, returns, and expulsions. He had like the most amount of people that he was sending back to other countries.
So are you okay with illegals committing crimes in America just because it's not that many?
No, I'm not okay with it at all. No, I'm not okay with them committing crimes at all. But I'm saying that I'm not okay with the
deportation force.
It depends on which one. I'm not okay with illegal immigrants being in the country whatsoever either. Like if they're illegal and they're evading ports of entry, they shouldn't be here. If they have no reason to be here, they shouldn't be here. I understand why they want to be here. We're the greatest fucking country of all time.
That's what the outrage is about this Laken Riley thing, is that it's a slap in the face. These people, many of them don't have our values. Many of them are criminals like this guy who should never have even been here. And so it's evil. It's not that it's what's to come, it's what's been happening.
Yeah, but one of the problems, and I know that you complain about rhinos a lot, but one of the problems is that Democrats tried twice to pass bills that would send a lot more agents to the border, and both times it was Republicans that voted it down and didn't allow it to go through. And so Democrats, again, came back with another bill trying to get it passed again, and again, it was Republicans that didn't let it go through. And then,
but this is not as though the Democrats are really going to deport the illegals. They're not for deporting the illegals.
No, I just said, wait, I just said, hold on, I just said that
those were amnesty bills.
I just said that during the Biden administration, they set a record on deportations, returns, and expulsions. That's the amount of people that they are taking out of the country and taking back to their countries. Because
they have record numbers of entries.
Yes, yeah, correct. But that's the point, though, is that with record... No, I agree with you, but I'm saying that with record number of entries, you would expect them to have a record number of those as well if they cared about it. And I'm saying they do have a record number of those as well because they do care about it.
But that doesn't indicate that they care, because you're right, neither Republicans nor Democrats, for the most part, except for Trump and some of the more conservative Republicans, really care about the immigration problem, or they would have sealed the border, closed the border.
Wait, but that's an issue. Yes, but that's a thing that Congress has to do.
They weren't going to do any of that.
Yes, they were. No,
they were going to send a few more security people towards the border.
Correct.
But it wasn't going to. It was also a amnesty bill. I heard it was going to give a pathway to citizenship for illegals. So of course the Republicans should kill those bills.
They have
kill the bill.
Well, currently we have a labor shortage in the country. We have one of the longest labor shortages in history. So yeah, we actually need more people.
What's good about that is we can kick the people out of the federal government and make them go to work, and then we can also kick the people off welfare and make them go to work, and then we won't have. And also we can ban birth control, so we can make babies and make little workers.
Yeah, but that would be great. But those people aren't. Those babies aren't going to be working for another 18 years. So currently, millennials aren't having kids.
But the baby Gen Zers who don't want to work full weeks, they can go to work instead of go to college. Get rid of all these subsidies for the colleges. There's all kinds of solutions.
But those babies,
to the labor
again,
shortage.
that's fine, but that's still going to take 10, 15 years at the least for them to be able to work.
I'm calling the Gen Zers. The Gen Zers are of working age.
Yes, but that still doesn't replace the workforce. That still doesn't come anywhere close because
how do you know?
Baby boomers,
all the people on welfare, all the people on unemployment, all the federal workers that we hope to lay off with the government efficiency.
So think about this.
They're gonna have workers galore.
Why do they call them the baby boomers?
Concerned.
Why do they call them baby boomers? Why is that generation called that?
We made major babies.
Yes, major
at that
babies,
point.
right? Which means that if
Yeah.
they all came in the workforce at the same time, they're all going to leave the workforce at the same time. So now we have a boom
Nice.
of people retiring instead of working. And the millennials did not have kids at nearly the rate anybody else before them did. They did not replace the workforce. So now we just have way less people.
Are there 11 million lazy bums who we could put to work to replace the illegals?
Well, again, illegals. No. Hold on.
'Cause you're
Illegals
saying
should
that
be
there's
deported.
only 11
No,
million,
no. Hold on.
and
Wait.
many
I'm
of
not
them are
saying
not
that.
Working.
Wait.
Some of them are working, so we
I'm
can
not saying
replace
that.
them.
I'm not saying that. Hold on. I don't want illegals to work. I want them to get deported. If they're not supposed to be in the country, then they should be deported. I'm
Right.
talking about,
Nice.
you said that they had amnesty, which meant that they had a path to citizenship. And I'm saying that, yes, some people should have a
Yeah.
path to citizenship so that we can put them to work. They can fill out their
No.
I-9s and they can get a job.
Yeah. I know friends. I had illegal friends who had their I-9s, so they're fraudulently documented. I'm pretty sure that they were illegals because they didn't have driver licenses.
Well, under Obama, that got really strict. They came out with ways. I was running
during the
businesses, and
Obama
it got very, very
administration.
strict. Okay, yeah, I know that
It
during the
wasn't- it
Obama
wasn't that
administration, it
strict.
got super strict when I was
sure-
running businesses.
Yeah, I did hear that he was going and deporting people who were working. He didn't deport the illegals who were criminals. He deported the people who were working.
That was one
I
of
mean,
the
some of the
easiest
working
ways to
people
catch
were
them.
criminals.
That's one of the easiest ways to catch them is, yes, if
I
you fill
know,
out an
yeah.
I-9 and then it gets submitted, then yes, now you know that that's an illegal alien there. But the point is that, yes, just currently we're going to have a bunch of businesses going out of business if they can't get workers pretty soon, and so they have to replace the workforce somehow, and that is
We'll
just
deal
the
with it when
easiest
we
way to
get
do it.
there.
We are there. We're there now. I worked an average of 88.7 hours throughout 2022
Nice.
per week.
That's some serious work.
It was.
Man.
It's not fun. We need workers.
Yeah, I know
We
that.
need more people.
Right on. Interesting call, Tom in Atlanta, Georgia. Tomfoolery.
Yep.
Show.
Tomfoolery show. All right, man.
It's
Well, I
good to hear.
appreciate it, Hake. Have a good
All right.
one.
Take care.
Later.
You too.
Later.
Bye.
Oh, he got me with the click. JLP says that they were saying 11 million in the 90s. To answer your question, Ronnie in Ohio, yes, I believe Ann Coulter over the Department of Homeland Security.